I actually wasn't expecting anyone to join. But I see you here, Jerome. And yeah, I was just wanting to tape read Gbpaud. I don't think I have to explain much because I already did in my previous video, but I was basically looking for a possibility we get a choppy Asia, which we did, so that London could take Asia high, tapping into this fair value gap. Then we could look for a 5 minutes shift in structure to take it back down. So yeah, we're in a premium for the day because we're above the midnight price, which is right there, and obviously a premium for the week because the Sunday opening price, I believe, is somewhere here, somewhere in this area. So I'm looking for this sell side. I'm looking for this to be the high of the week, and this was the, if you're looking at AMD or power of 3, this would be the accumulation, which is basically the whole week. Then this becomes the manipulation, which was yesterday. Then I'm expecting distribution today. So AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. But of course, it's not the highest probability day. We don't have any red folder news or anything like that that could take price lower. But this is my expectations. I also measured the range this morning from this new low that was made during Asia to that high, and I saw that the 50% was also Asia session high. So that's something to note, something to keep in mind, that we are in the premium. And even if you did measure here, we could trade and fill up this daily fair value gap, the same one. We could come fill it up completely before pushing lower. Of course, at the end of the day, nothing is set to stone, so we could just keep rallying up and continue higher. But that's why we have risk management, and we have to respect the risk the markets bring. But yeah, I am currently in a position. I got in when we tapped into this fair value gap, somewhere here in this week. So I got tagged in overnight throughout the Asia session, and now I'm looking for a pyramid entry from the 5 minutes chart. So let's see. So what I'm looking for, we've swept the Asia high now. I don't mind us going and completely filling up the daily fair value gap. I would like to now see a swing low form so that we sweep the swing low, close below it, then maybe around 4 a.m. we might be able to get an entry to sell Gbpaud. So yeah, the plan is simple, straightforward, nothing out of the ordinary. So yeah, we just wait and see what they have in store. That's why I'm just tape reading, just watching it. Let me find something to put in the background. Morning, morning. Welcome. Uh, this was completely an impromptu, uh, random live stream. I didn't really plan it out. I just decided to go live for anyone that just wants to chill out and, yeah, I guess read the tape with me. But I've already mentioned before that I'm looking for a shift in structure on GA. What are you guys doing at this time, by the way? I'm curious to know what parts of the world you guys are from. Of course, if you're willing to share, and what you're up to at this hour, where you from. Yeah, just curious. I'm short from the 4 hour Fairvalley Gap, Gbpaud from India. Oh, cool. From India. What time is it that side right now? I'm guessing morning time because that's part of Asia, right? Yeah, it should be morning, afternoon now, actually. Midday for you guys. That's cool. Welcome. And you sold from the 4 hour Fairvalley Gap, which I'm guessing is part of this daily one. Yeah. That was the second thing I wanted to mention. Yeah, 12:17. That was the second thing I wanted to mention. We are working with a 4 hour Fairvalley Gap, which means let's delete this daily one for now. If we're working with a 4 hour Fairvalley Gap, you would prefer to get a 15-minute confirmation inside of this Fairvalley Gap. Of course, our targets are still down there, so even if you blindly sold, you'll still have a good risk reward. Let's say you put your stop loss at the high there and TP at this low. It's still a almost 2-to-1 risk reward. If you sold at the consequent encroachment, then you're definitely going to be 2-to-1 right there at the high of Asia. I think that's the high or somewhere here, I'm not sure. But yeah, even if you sold there, you will still be having a solid 2-to-1 risk reward. But yeah, if you're looking at this 4 hour Fairvalley Gap, you would prefer to get a 15 minutes confirmation, and we can see that we created the 4 hour Fairvalley Gap going into Asia. At this point, I'll be looking for a shift in structure, but I did stay awake for most of the Asia session, and we didn't really get that. We didn't get any closure below a low. For example, right here, I would have liked to see us close below the swing low here for me to say, okay, we got a shift in structure. Say we did this. Let's say we respected this CB, somehow closed below this low. During London right now, I would have been looking for a retracement to continue selling it down. We didn't get the closure, so yeah, I guess we're now looking for it again during London session, or probably New York. Who knows? It might just we might just wait for the news to form, then we'll get it set up during New York session. So never know. But yeah, I guess we all have the same idea. The difference is that if you're looking at the 4 hour PDRA, which is this purple area, you'll be waiting for a 15 minute shift. So if I was you, I'd be waiting for a closure, but you already sold, so that's fine. If you wanted to pyramid, you would be waiting for a closure below a swing low, and the only swing low that I'm seeing is this one. So once you close below this, probably during New York, we might get a retracement into a fair value gap to continue selling, pushing lower. For me personally, I'm looking at the 1 hour fair value gap, the one that I pointed out during the Asia session, which is this one right here. It's the one at the 50% of the range. So I'm looking at this 1 hour fair value gap. Because I'm looking at the 1 hour, I'm paying attention to the 5 minutes for an entry, which is why I was on the 5 minutes earlier. So I'm just waiting for a closure below a swing low for me to find an entry to sell. But we should also keep in mind that I think it's a bank holiday. I don't remember for what bank. For a few of them, actually, we have NZD, AUD, then obviously crossing into today, Friday, we have CHF, Euro, GBP, and CAD. Basically, all the banks are taking a day off today. So I guess we'll have a half day today. The markets are probably going to close at 12 New York time. 12 in the afternoon New York time. So should expect probably some low volume today in the market. A lot of people that I know are actually not even trading today. They called it a week yesterday. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Mauritius Island. Oh, never expected it actually. Yeah, Mauritius. That's cool. So what time zone are you guys sitting on? It's where is Mauritius Island? Actually, I think it's 10:52 in the morning now, but I forgot where Mauritius sits. I forgot what continent it sits between, but yeah. Um have a look at seasonality for all AUD related assets for April. Looking for Q2 sales, sell to take it to equilibrium of the yearly January to March. Okay, that makes sense. 10:53 Dubai. Makes sense. That's nice. So, okay. Do I have any Discord? I want to share my charts or for your view. I don't have a Discord. I just have a Telegram. I'm literally active on Telegram the most. Let me see if I can show a little bit of it. It was actually meant for like a private sort of something. Let me see. I don't really like Discord that much, even though I do use it, but it's a bit too busy for me. Yeah, there's my Telegram. Nothing insane. Mostly me sharing my personal stuff with a few people. Nothing crazy going on here. I had this group from I don't know how long now, because when I check my oldest pinned messages, you would find it as far back as June 2023. Yeah, probably around the same time I started the channel, which is this time last year. So yeah, nothing. I was teaching a lot here, and obviously seasonal tendencies and stuff like that, but nothing insane. Okay, let's go back. I'll share the Telegram in a moment. I'll get the link now. Okay, let's see Seasonal tendencies for all AUD related assets. I think I have that. Let me see. I believe I have that. I was actually talking about seasonal tendencies. I was actually checking to see what pair would be best to trade for next month. And based on seasonal tendencies, I was actually paying attention to Euro JPY. Just something in my mind, not I haven't actually looked at the charts and everything, but yeah, I'm thinking Euro JPY so far. But let's see the Aussies. Yeah, Mauritius is part of Africa. I was about to ask that. I just realized I didn't even share the live link. I was looking to see if I had it on my phone. Okay. For the month of March going into April, especially from April, we have a massive drop off on the on AUD, on the Australian dollar. Yeah. So seasonally, Australian dollar is extremely bearish from April going into May. So that's actually cool. April going into May, we get an extremely bearish Aussie dollar. I don't know if you have a currency you want to pair that with. Is there a currency that's extremely bullish? The exact opposite, extremely bullish in those months, of April, May. Because if we do have a currency, we can pair it up and probably focus on it in the next month. And probably from Q2, as you said as well. Yeah, probably from the second week of next month. Yeah. So, but I don't think AUD USD is the best one to pair, because I have a strong feeling that when the dollar falls, it will fall. And I think the fall is going to start from next month. So I don't want to pair with another weak currency. I have a different reason why I believe the dollar would fall, based on treasury bonds and interest rates. So yeah, I think the dollar is going to fall off to the yearly fair value gap. But that's a whole different video. As for the seasonality for AUD, do you have a currency that we could pair it with? I'm interested. The Telegram link. Okay, one second. I actually forgot about that. Add member, invite link, copy link. There's nothing crazy going on that side anyway. It's just mostly it's me just sharing my content and thoughts, I guess. Yeah, I'm not as active as I used to be last year, so it won't be anything dramatic, but let me send it through now. Just realized I wasn't even logged into my own account. How is it that side at Mauritius, by the way? I've always heard it's a nice island and stuff, but I don't know how the day-to-day life is, and things like, I guess, education, school, work, businesses. I've always heard about the place, but I don't really know much about the place. I also know probably one other person that stays there, but we don't talk too much either. So I'm curious, how is Mauritius? As of India, India is a whole, feels like a whole different universe that side, but um, it's cool. I wanted to visit India for food, I guess, mostly food, and yeah, the scenery, but mostly food. Um, but yeah, how is Mauritius? Oh, the link didn't send. I wonder why it's blocked. Let's see. Because I sent it now, but I see it's not even visible. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna post it on the video description. I'm too lazy to figure this out. So, what's your name? MHK. If you want the Telegram link, just refresh the screen, the stream. If you're watching on the phone, obviously you just have to minimize the actual live stream, then close it off and reopen. On the PC, just refresh the page. It should be there in the description of the video, of the live stream. Yeah. I gotta leave. Thank you for coming live. Please keep sharing. Yeah, no worries. Take care of yourself. Look after yourself. And thanks for stopping by. I didn't actually expect anybody to be here, so I appreciate it. I appreciate. Yeah, look after yourself. Can you see USD CHF chart taken 1 day buy side liquidity? Give good 1 hour displacement. Let's see the Swiss chart. I believe I'm bullish on the dollar, so I should be looking for buys. But the problem is most of these pairs are already at the extreme premium, just like the yen, just like USD JPY. It's also at an extreme premium. But let's see. So you're saying buy side liquidity? I'm guessing you're talking about this one. And then we got the displacement on the 1 hour. Or you're talking about this one? If you're talking about the internal range liquidity, then yeah, okay, now I see what you mean. I believe we also have an SMT here at the highs. 27 March, 8 a.m. 28 March, 3 a.m. Yeah, there's a massive SMT at the highs as well. But I wouldn't be the one trying to sell this because of the dollar, purely because of the dollar. And I would actually take the opposite direction, by the way, if I was forced to trade it because of this. Well, firstly, we have buy side liquidity still there. We also have this one that we just created now, the swing high we just created now. Then lastly, we have a swing high that's broken by a fair value gap right here. That's broken by this BC. So we could potentially get internal range liquidity to external range liquidity right here. We could potentially get this. Let's remove this. I keep looking for this tool every time because I don't use it. Jeez. Okay, I don't know what's going on. It's all messed up now. But yeah, you get what I mean. We could get something like this potentially. Internal to external. So I'll be looking for a 1 hour shift to buy, not to sell. So because it's a 50-50 position because I can frame an idea to and I can frame an idea to sell it. I would rather stay out of this. I wouldn't touch this until we get something really clean. So maybe getting a weekly shift would be better. So something like something like creating a swing high here, which should be nice actually. A nice focus for April, by the way. We could swing this. So if we create like a swing high here, so we have to let the whole of next week to play out, so that the second quarter we could now target this weekly fair value gap, assuming that we haven't tagged into it yet at that time, and we created a candle here. We could a small candle that makes a swing high. Then we could go from external to internal. So we could target this fair value gap. Going through that, we might be able to target the lows, and depending on how bearish the dollar gets. So just something to keep an eye out on. So because of the 50-50 idea that I have on this, I wouldn't touch USD Swiss at all. You say you don't understand the correlation between pairs. Well, it's relatively simple. I could make a video on that. I don't really mind. I could make a video this weekend as preparation for next month on correlated asset classes and pairs, but most of them are relatively straightforward. You can see my dollar pairs are all here, meaning that DXY is the majority. So if I'm buying DXY, I should be buying USD CAD, I should be buying USD Swiss, USD Yen, and USD ZAR, anything with the US dollar. And then the same goes with the indices. All these here should be moving in tandem with each other. They should be moving in one direction with each other. The same goes with the commodities. Well, specifically gold and silver. And then, of course, US oil and UK oil. And most of the actual currency pairs are easy to work with because Euro goes with pound and New Zealand dollar goes with Aussie dollar, AUD. So I can break down, I can make it simple to understand this weekend. I can make a video on that. Again, I don't mind. So just a second. Oh, I see you two managed to join the Telegram group, so that's cool. Welcome. I'm not sure if you want me to explain a little bit better on the correlated pairs, but I think I can make a quick video on that sometime this weekend. Definitely possible. So just maybe keep an eye out on that. GBP AUD is doing well. We got the sweep, we got the 100% closure of the 4-hour fair value gap, which is cool. But as I said, I'm waiting for a swing low to be closed below. And right now, the suspect for a possible market structure shift is this swing low right here. MSS, but this time I'll probably just put a question mark. because we are not sure if we're gonna get a closure below this or not. I mean, we're still 4 minutes away from the candle to close, so yeah, we will need a solid closure. I would have preferred a closure that has a fair value gap, a swing low broken by a fair value gap. That would have been better. But even if we don't get that, it's also fine. We can really see the thin volume in the markets right now with the way the charts are moving. This reminds me of USDs. This reminds me of USDs. Looking at how much it's not doing anything, then tries, then does, then tries, then yeah, it's really not the best day to be trading right now, but it's okay. Price is price anyway. So I'm looking. We've probably already formed the high of the day, to be honest. It's 3 a.m. The currency pair we're dealing with is Asia and London. So if this really is the high of day, then we could take this as a liquidity sweep, displacement, market structure shift on the 1 minute, and I'd have been entering here. But I'm not looking for a 1 minute entry today. I'm looking for a 5 minutes entry. Yeah, looking for a closure. Again, market. We might not get much excitement until New York. Until there's a speech, I think, before lunch there from Fed Chair Powell. So maybe, hopefully, the US dollar will bring volatility and displacement to our GA position. So yeah, and yeah, you see, that will help out a lot. No worries. I'll break it down how to spot a correlated pair or asset class. Then I'll just share a quick cheat sheet on correlated pairs. Let me see. It's crazy that about a year ago, I actually started this channel for my own documentation. I wanted to journal my trades and everything live, but somehow we are sitting on 89 subscribers now. I don't know how that happened, but here we are. I appreciate you all, by the way. I know right now it's probably only 1 or 2 people watching, but I still appreciate everybody that has subscribed, liked, shared, and it's a little bit of a motivation to keep going, so I appreciate. Let's just reduce this. This magnet tool always does funny stuff. I know my internet is incredibly unstable for some reason this morning, but we'll work with what we have. Yeah, GBP AUD and Euro AUD do work for SMT. They are correlated pairs because AUD, if you want to be mathematical about it, AUD there is the common factor. So the closest pair, the closest currency, in terms of interest rate and structure, is Euro. So when I'm looking at GA in this case, I would split my screen, correlate it with EA for SMT divergences and stuff like that. So let's see if we can, with my terrible internet right now, see if we can find something. Let's disable that. So on EA, we are also at the above the midnight opening price, which is the yellow line. And this high that was formed during Asia was formed at 2115. 2115 is right there. So we did sweep the Asia, well, I can't say the Asia high, this isn't the Asia high, but we swept the 2115 high, but not as much as GBP did. So if you want to be more specific, if you want to do what I would have done, I would have just switched on to see Asia session high, and we can see that Asia session high up there. If we do the same on GBP, we have Asia session high already taken right there, which I've already drawn out. So yeah, you can see this is red and that's still green. So if this SMT will hold, let me disable it now that we know where Asia session high is. If this SMT should hold, we should not clear the Asia session high on Euro AUD. It doesn't mean it shouldn't, because sometimes it does, but for the best trading scenario, you'd prefer for it to not do that. So we have an SMT up there where Asia highs were taken on GBP while Euro failed to take the highs. So again, just like in the weekly outlook, right now Euro is the better one to be selling because it's the weaker one. But I'm not looking at Euro because the structure is not, it's not the cleanest on a high time frame. I'm looking at GA because on a daily it looks really clean to me. Got a big expansion, a solid shift in structure. Yesterday we got a rejection from the opening price that's strong enough for me to think, if today wasn't a bank holiday, if markets were not closed today, being Good Friday, I would have expected a faster, quicker run to the downside. So this may be one of those trades where we would have to hold it to next week and see how it plays out. But yeah, this is why I chose GA, because of structure on a high time frame. Comparing this to Euro, we would be able to see that yes, Euro is weaker, but this is not the type of structure that I like to play with. I don't want to touch something like this. I prefer not to touch something like this. So that's why I chose GA. And yeah, hopefully this SMT divergence would actually hold, but as I said, there's no high impact news today or anything. I would have liked if there was, so we could see a displacement down. If we get a displacement down, that confirms the SMT. That would make me confident going into New York, knowing that we are likely going to just continue lower. So yeah, still just waiting. My internet is really bad for some reason. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, so we find here. Yeah, so this is all there is. I might just leave the stream running for the next 40 minutes or so. So at 4 a.m. New York time, I'll be ending the stream, despite where GBP AUD is. So yeah, we would have preferred a closure. If we got a closure below the swing low here, where I put MSS, that would have been our market structure shift. So if we got a closure here, I would have been entering this fair value gap right now. I would have been tagged in my confirmation trade right now, with the stop loss being at the high, the swing high that was created. But we didn't get a closure, so we'll wait. It could respect it, of course. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying my entry protocols wait tells me to wait. USD Swiss showing volatility. Let's see what's going on that side. I saw the yen overnight was actually dropping like crazy. USD JPY, Euro JPY, NZD JPY. They were all moving like insanely to the downside. I bought the lows and I just closed my positions now because I saw it was retracing. Just a little position, nothing crazy. Yeah. When the yen dropped last night here, I bought around here the 151.247. Yeah, these are my illustrations. I was waiting for this sell side liquidity to be taken, so when it was swept, I entered. I wanted it to come back to these highs, and I saw it come all the way up here, but I did not take partials or anything, so I decided to kill it when I saw it retracing a bit to the downside here. So that was a separate side thing for the yens. So Swiss, I would not be surprised if Swiss pairs in general are moving around like that, because as we mentioned, it's a holiday. There we go, your possible selling opportunity. But did you get an entry? Did you take it? I used the 1 hour displacement, as you said. I would have tried to maybe wait for the 50% retracement of the latest range. I would have maybe waited for this fair value gap here too. I would not have cut this. So yeah, I wonder if it's because of Swiss or because of the dollar. Well, seeing that the dollar is not doing anything, I think it's because of the Swiss. So all Swiss pairs are probably dropping. Yep, NZD Swiss tanking. Speaking of NZD Swiss, remember if you watched the weekly outlook video, I was expecting to sell off from the 50% of this drop off here. So I tried my sells here and I saw this slow, and I decided to I killed the trade manually, even though it doesn't have my stop loss yet. My stop loss was at the high. So looking at this and seeing that it came back all the way and my targets were these lows. So it's crazy to see that we retraced this much. I saw that this morning, which was but I wasn't really upset about it or anything, because I did not size up my trades on it. I'm guessing GBP Swiss and the other ones are doing the same thing. So Swiss as a whole right now is gaining a little bit of strength, which means then against it would be losing power. That's cool. But yeah, did you manage to get in? Oh, nah, waiting for premium zone. Exactly. I wouldn't have gotten it. For all we know, this could just be a manipulation to buy up. So yeah, right now, literally, it could just be a manipulation to take it back up. Who knows? But not the best day to trade. It's Good Friday. And bank holidays all over the place. But I did not see Swiss. Oh, there it is. It is there. Swiss bank holiday. And I know for the Asia session, Swiss is part of the Asia session, and I believe the Asia session already ended at 2, I think. But I know the Asia session closes at sometime inside of London. So I guess it's because of their close injected that volatility right now. So yeah, I'm not really that surprised. But I think that's probably the most excitement we'll get. Yeah, that's probably the most excitement we'll get from Swiss today. I wonder what the dollar is going to look like during the news. just interested. So yeah, I wouldn't have liked this if I had gotten in my second position here on GBP AUD. But as I said, I have not added my second position. I haven't gotten my confirmation entry. We might not even get that now. We might get that during New York or next week. So yeah, I'm not that on the edge about trading this price action now. So we'll just wait and yeah, let time pass. In about 30 minutes, I'll end the stream and we'll go about our day. But I hope you guys have been making the best of the day so far. All right, so I'm sorry for going going on for a little bit there, but the USD JPY chart that you sent, I basically summarized my view, but I do support it completely. And I was saying that I wanted to see an SMT between UJ and DXY. Let's clear this up a little bit first. So personally, well, this was the all-time high, by the way, and I think you already know that, but yeah, we swept the all-time high. I wanted to see if this fair value gap could have held us for higher prices, because I would have liked to see a proper sweep to the upside. I would have preferred it to run up even a little bit more, but we didn't get that, so that's fine also. So wait 1 second. So because we didn't get that, I said to myself, you know what, it's fine. We might get that shift again to the downside, because let's see if my mouse can stop being weird. Go back to the weekly or even monthly charts actually. Yeah, looking at the highs up there, we can see that we had the all-time high there. We still do actually. Let's put it here now. We have the all-time high there. Notice how we came so close to it last year in November and fell off aggressively. Like we fell off a lot actually to come all the way back down here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just waits there, then comes back down. Even if it doesn't come down all the way to these lows or something, but come down to retrace a little bit back into the yearly range. So I'm not surprised, but I would have preferred to see higher prices, maybe somewhere here, before we can look for selling opportunities. And at that same time, when we are high up here, I would have preferred to see the dollar finally clearing this high, this 20 days high. So that would have made it even better for me to start looking for selling opportunities. But right now with the hourly, I wouldn't be that comfortable doing that. But for next week, yes, definitely possible to sell next week, because next week this candle would have been done, this candle would have been closed, so we could possibly look for an internal range liquidity to external range liquidity. We might get a fair value gap here is what I'm trying to say, coupled with bullish order blocks right there. So we might get price coming down into the fair value gap, then higher. So it coming down here is already enough to make some money for yourself, so you could trade it going into the fair value gap. So now when you go back down to the hourly time frame, you would see why I support the idea. Well, it should be clear now, but I support the idea because this is the fair, assuming this fair value gap is going to hold, right? Assuming it's going to hold, assuming that we don't take this sell side liquidity today, then yeah, definitely possible to sell to the order block and the fair value gap. But obviously we don't just blindly sell, we sell in a premium and buy in a discount. So as you measured already, you measured from here to, I don't know if you measured it to here or there. I think you did to the high, the all-time high. But let me see real quick. I believe it was the all-time high. No, it wasn't. It was the newest range. Yeah, it was the newest range. So it was to this high, the way I would have done it as well. So yeah, measuring from this range, we can see the premium is all here. So if you manage to sell somehow here on Wednesday, 9 p.m., if you manage to catch a sell here, then this is a nice sell to probably hold for a bit. But obviously, we are going to predict that this is just one chop. And if it remains a chop like this in this range, that would be nice for us, because we can just look for any buy side liquidity in the premium, because we've already been offered premium once, premium twice, premium 3 times, and now again the 4th time. So we've already been offered premium when you think about it. But obviously, as you said, the most ideal premium would be when we take out this buy side liquidity, we should be cool because we could tap into this other block before coming down, and this would be a nice probably 3-to-1 risk reward. I'm talking about this bearish order block here. So we could find price trading up into it and take it to the sell side, and it would make sense because the sell side is basically a weekly fair value gap. If we are ever gonna push higher, we should at least push up from a fair value gap, right? So yeah, this plan is solid to me if we can get this. So let's set an alert there, just in case we do get it. That would be cool to see. But obviously we wouldn't like it to clear the sell side liquidity while we're waiting. Okay, I think my internet is really bad now. I might even have to cut the stream short, but I said we'll end it at 4, so we'll try and end it at 4 a.m. But yeah, this is a solid plan. I would even wait for the other block if we actually trade up this high up into the premium portion of the range. So let's delete this because I don't like messy charts, and let's assume or even this one, if we sell from here with a stop loss at the high, targeting the low, yeah, it's almost 3 R&R, 1 to 3 risk reward. You can actually stretch it for 3 if you want, because it's not going to just tap the fair value gap and leave like that. We're probably going to dig in a little bit more, so this makes it 3-to-1 risk reward. If we get this setup, it will be nice. So let's leave this plan for next week, hopefully. Yeah, let's leave it for next week. Unless New York gives us this setup, because yeah, we still have the speech today, so New York could give us this setup. Yeah, something to keep in mind. I don't know if my views on it make sense, if it was satisfactory. But yeah, I summarized it on the group on the Telegram, but that's my actual view on it. It's all you guys. And speaking of that, because I'm assuming you're saying that because at the time I was saying thank you for the subscriptions, stuff, likes, follows, and general interest in the channel, and how somehow we are now sitting on 88 subscribers or something, and I was saying thank you for that. And yeah, I wanted to say, speaking of that, finally got to 90, so yay. Got to 90 subscribers. So again, thank you, and thank you. It's all you guys anyway, and I appreciate the general interest in the channel. Do I trade gold or oil? Yes, I do. I actually trade both of them. I do trade gold and I do trade oil. I like oil better when it's moving seasonally. And speaking of seasonal tendencies, oil might be a nice commodity to focus on for next. People are bearish out there, especially on Twitter, and even myself. I wanted to see this sell side cleared. I'm not gonna lie. Last year I wanted to sweep this sell side so I could start buying this year, and we can see we've been slowly grinding up the whole time. So I don't know if I should say it kind of sucks a bit that I wasn't able to participate as it was grinding up, but yeah, this was a rough schematic of the IPTA data range. Let's delete it, it's unnecessary now. Yeah, I do trade oil and I do trade gold, but as of recently, since we made the all-time high on gold, I have not been trading it. And what's there to trade actually right now? Look at that, like we're literally sitting at the all-time high. So you know, the only moves that I can find are intraday positions, so trading within sessions and stuff on my 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and 1 hour charts. Basically treating the hourly chart as the hourly candles as daily candles. And yeah, it looks like gold is already closed. There's no more a countdown here, so I think gold is already closed. And most of the markets are probably gonna close now because of the ones that are controlled by the London session. But yeah, I do trade gold. This week I traded silver because of the SMT divergence. So I sold silver earlier on in the week for a quick scalp, even though my target was ultimately the lows down here, the 24 level. I broke it down somewhere in the group, but it's relatively simple. But right now, obviously, it's been invalidated, so I'm not going to be looking at this until next week again. But yeah, my targets were these lows, relatively quite lows there on the relative to this and that. I wanted to see silver take out a high, which we just did. Probably come back into the 50% of the whole range on a higher time frame, maybe a 4-hour or daily, and then look for some opportunities while gold is making new all-time highs. So there's a very clear SMT divergence in all-time highs while silver is here somewhere. So you could look for certain opportunities in silver than gold. But yeah, I do trade gold. I was gonna focus on it this month, but it wasn't the cleanest one for me. It just ran from the first of the month of March till now. It's just making all-time highs, literally just buy and hold. So it wasn't the best to trade longer term, especially not giving me the entry that I wanted. So I just left it be for this month. But who knows? Probably next month, probably the month after, I might come back to it. Yeah, but I do trade commodities. I actually traded coffee one time, and I traded, what else was it? But I traded 2 other weird commodities that many people don't even trade. And I think coffee literally outperformed Bitcoin, crypto, all these ones that are just rallying like crazy. So yeah, it's interesting. All markets still book the same anyway. I traded coffee when I was with FTMO. When I was still with FTMO, I was trading coffee. I appreciate everyone that has tuned in, for spending your time out of your busy day with me. Appreciate it a lot. And I know nothing has really happened, obviously, because of the bank holiday today. But yeah, my idea and plan still stands. We might get something during New York if the markets don't close by then, of course. But we'll see. Either way, even if we get stopped out, as long as we manage our risk, it should be good. Shouldn't be a train smash or anything. Any position in crypto? No, nothing in crypto right now. I traded I always mess it up, but I traded Solana, SOL, and AVAX last year. It was a swing trade. So when they all hit my take profit levels, I didn't go back to them. Every time I went back to crypto, I didn't see anything. Oh, I also tried Ethereum last month, and I think I got stopped out once and then profited the next, and then I told myself it wasn't really worth it because the cross pairs and the currencies were actually doing better than most cryptos. I know all my crypto pairs are not here, but yeah, that's because I'm not focusing on crypto right now. I am mostly focusing on cross pairs and majors. Not even majors primarily, mostly cross pairs. But for there was something else. There was something else now. It slipped my mind. Yeah, but I've traded everything you see. Not everything, but basically everything you can see on my watch list. I've also traded Japan 225, the I've traded Japan 225, which is that's why when I started the stream I was saying I don't think I'll go on for long on this one, because I see it randomly drops frames by a lot. It cuts off completely and then comes back again. So I really don't know. I really don't know what's wrong with the internet. It just cuts off randomly, and it's only doing this today for some reason. So I might just end it here because of that. I did want to end it at 4, but yeah, we might just end it here. Is there news in EA? No, there isn't. There's no news today. Only on USD. Anything to do with the dollar. Let's see. Okay. Let's do that. Then do that. Okay. Like, you reckon you'd have decent internet? My guy, my internet is usually stable. This is only happening today. Like, literally haven't gotten... You can check all my other live streams if you want. And yeah, you'll notice that my internet is usually stable. For some reason, today, it's just acting weird. Just this morning, I guess. So I need to sort it out. Either way, the stream is ending in about 4 minutes. So not something I need to worry about right now. But yeah, it's just some weird stuff going on today. You're saying there's volatility on EA. Let's check before we go. EA 5 minutes. Oh dang. That's a huge for a scalp opportunity. That's a huge move. Yeah, I wonder if it's a euro thing. Yeah, it's a euro thing. So I think euro markets are now closing as well, because remember we saw something similar to this when the Swiss closed. Yeah, so I think they're closing soon as well for Good Friday. Yeah, and you can see GA now following. Funny. I wonder if the market will be closing here. It'll be cool actually for me, because it'll be the first time I see the markets close. Like, no offense. No, I'm not taking any offense from that. My internet is just unstable for today. There's nothing to be offended about on that. There's nothing to be offended there. But yeah, I don't know if GBP will be closing now, but I think it will. So I guess we'll see if New York continues to bring or inject any more volatility here. So now that we have a new swing low, we're now watching for this. I'll be ending the stream at 4, so basically when this candle closes, we'll be able to see whether or not we have our market structure shift. And I think we do. GA gave market structure shift. Might be E and add some more position. Oh yeah, you caught the high. Did you catch the highs? of GA, because you said you entered with the 4 hour gap. I don't know where in the 4 hour gap you got in, if you got in at the highs or at the consequent encroachment, but you said you got in at the 4 hour fair value gap, which is this whole thing. So I don't know where you got in from. Jeez. Okay. I think we're done now. I think the internet is actually getting really bad now. I don't know what the problem is there, but we'll see later. So yeah, we definitely getting the 5 minutes market structure shift. If this was any other day, I don't even know if I'm still audible, if this is still playing or not, because wow, right now it's terrible. It's just terrible. But yeah, we got the market structure shift. If we get the fair value gap, this is where I would have been entering. Hopefully you guys will be able to watch this after. I don't even know what's going on, so yeah, if we get this is a solid entry to take GBP USD to the downside. So stay safe. Thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah.